Hi, this is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and I'm going to try to demonstrate a trade for you. For those of you that are familiar with our algorithm, we'll talk about the numbers it gives us, and the number that I was given today was 1475, and so I'm going to put my order right in front of that at 1401, and we'll see if we can get filled today and see how this trade works out. And may pause this if it takes a few minutes. If it drops on down there and fills me, that'd be great. But we're already starting to see the support coming in right here, and they're trying to take it lower. So maybe we'll get filled here off this. Here we go. Maybe we'll get filled. Come on. Yeah. We might have missed it by a tick today. It bounced really fast right in there. But you can see the support coming in right at this area. And I hope we didn't miss it. We'll just have to wait and see. So far, it missed our order by a tick. And we've had some pretty good luck with this algorithm. It's been doing its job. We continue to tweak it a little bit here and there. And again, I'm not the math guy, the expert with this. I'm just the trader. And I trade this. Here we go. We're bounced. There we go. We're filled now. And we'll see if we get our bounce here that we're looking for. So far, it's bounced right off our line, just like we would want. Just like what the algorithm tells us. And we'll see what happens here. We want to tick lower there. Hopefully we'll get our bounce here. But what we'll attempt to do, we'll scalp out with, actually I don't know why that's, I had the wrong order in there. We only want to try to scalp out a point on this with two and then we'll try to get out before we get back to this top. We'll see how prices react, whether we add another one or not. But if we get out with our scalp, we'll make $100. We'll be guaranteed we make $100. And I need to check my stop here to make sure it should be 2 points is the most we want to give our stop. So let me fix that too while I'm thinking about it. And prices are trying to do just what we would expect here. There we go. We're bouncing off our order, our exit order. There we go. So we got our $100 in the bank. This didn't quite move to, I think I got the wrong order in here. We'll move this to break even, just to make sure we don't give back any of our money. And I'm going to try to get that would be almost 3 points out of the runner. And I'm keeping it in front of the EMA simply because unless we really start rocketing out of here, I'm going to keep it in front of the EMA because generally you're going to get some resistance there. I tell you what, let's do. Let's just make it 1404 and go for a smooth 3 points on this because it's coming out of there pretty good. Let's go ahead and move this to break even +1 now, just to make sure we don't give any of our money back. And I may regret going for that extra tick because that's getting us outside the last couple of closes there. And we could go ahead and take our 2 points here right now. But I'm hoping that we're going to bounce on up out of here. There we go. It's really coming now. Come on. We need one more tick. And I may regret having gone for that extra tick. Come on. And any of y'all that listened to me trade before, you know I talk to my trades. I think I'm going to go ahead and take our money here. I hate to give back 2 points that we've got in the bag here. Let's go ahead and just put our stop right here. If it comes back any further, we're going to go ahead and tell you what, let's just take our 2 points. There you go. We got our 2 points. We're out. You saw how quick that was. and the algorithm gave me this number, and you see how quickly it bounced from there. So we made an easy 3 points. Actually, we made we actually made 4 points there. So that was a quick $200 on 3 contracts. As you saw, the trade went against us maybe 1 tick, so not much. We never took any real heat on this trade. And prices can go lower from here. You know, who knows what they're going to do from here, but it doesn't matter because we made our $200 and we're out. And so that was just a quick demonstration of how this algorithm works. And I just put this line down here just to note the spot. That's what I'll generally do. Wherever the number is, I'll drop a line in there, and it tells me the spot. So I'll put my order generally 1 tick in front of the numbers that were given, and it was just in front of 1401, which it was 1475 was where the number was today. So I had my order sitting there at 1401, and we were executed easily, and we were out. We're already at 6 minutes on this since I started this trade, so we were probably out in 3 or 4 minutes because I've been talking a couple of minutes here, and it took a minute or so before the trade was executed. So real simple and easy, and I will have to say that was a counter trend trade, but another reason I like that counter trend trade is that this is your trend line, and you see what we had. We had the break of the trend line here. We've had several legs down, and we may come back down and test this area again. We may go lower, but that was a couple of things I was looking at. Another thing I want to show you, when I entered right here, look how far away we were from that EMA, and we didn't make it back here, and we hadn't touched the EMA since way back here. So that's another good sign. If you know, it's just another reason to like that trade. We had a double bottom. That's a failed break below a double bottom. So a lot of reasons to like that trade. And now I'm probably going to wish I hadn't have gone ahead and taken my money. But what we'll do is if we get a great setup here, it's really getting late in the day, but if we were to get another setup here, I'd just take another long. You know, why risk giving your money back? What I like to do is take my profit, and then if prices continue to trend up or go higher, I'll look for another entry. We may get another short entry here. I'm a little nervous about going short right here because of what my algorithm's telling me. Doesn't mean we can't go short here. Let me just go across here and look and see. See, we had some previous support over here as well, and so that's another good thing that I like about that. This has been strong support here, so that gave me another reason to like going long right there. So I call that confluence. Anytime you can get confluence, which are multiple reasons to look to enter in a trade, that just makes a trade that much better. So but I want to talk real quick. One of our students asked me about runners, and you saw what I did with my runners there. Once you, when I say this, the question was, what do I mean when I'm talking about runners and my runners surviving a trade? And you saw how we traded that. We scalp out part of our trade at 1 point or 4 ticks, and then we hold another contract or 2 or whatever, depending on what you're trading, but another portion of your trade you hang on to as a runner. But as soon as you scalp out, you move your stop to break even so that you don't give any of your money back. And a lot of times I'll move mine to break even +1, and that way I still make a tick off of that trade. But that one I left it at break even until we got a little room, and then I moved it to break even +1, and then when we start to get resistance at the EMA, which is what you will expect, even if prices are going to go higher here, you're generally going to get some resistance at that EMA because it's like a moving trend line. And so when I say my runners survived, in other words, they didn't come back and take out my break-even stop on my runners. And so my runners are surviving. In this trade, if I'd have held on, I probably would have got my 3 points and maybe even more, because it looks like we're going higher here. And But that wouldn't surprise me because we got the algorithm that told me that we're going to get a swing here. It doesn't mean it's going to be a reversal, prices are going to reverse permanently, although they do reverse permanently a lot of times. It just means you're going to get a major swing right there, and you can see that that's definitely what happened. So once again, the algorithm gave me a perfect notice and let me know exactly where there was going to be a major swing, and I just took advantage of that. And now, will we go higher? I don't know. We'll have to see. We do have a trend line break and a couple of legs down to a new low and then a failed low here, and now a higher low. But we got a lot of resistance right here. We got a double top. So even if we go, you don't want to be buying a breakout here. You want to wait till it breaks out and pulls back and turns into a breakout pullback long if you want to go long. That's what we're, you'd really be counter trend trading and buying at a double top and a high of a pullback if you went long here. But that's where people make their mistake trading. They're getting long at the highs and they're getting short down here at the lows. You see, I did just the opposite. I got long down here at the low, and depending on how this set up, I might be looking to get short right here. But now we got too many overlapping bars. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 overlapping bars. We may get a setup to go short, but we're running out of time here. We're already at 11 minutes, and it's late in the day, so I'm probably not going to trade anymore. I'm well over my goal for the day, and I only wanted to demonstrate that trade right there because it was setting up a nice chance to let me demonstrate the algorithm trade again. And again, it's just a mathematical formula that based on my trading experience that me and my partner got together, and he's a math genius, and we put this formula together, and it's fairly good at telling us where the reversals are going to happen. And this was one of the numbers today. We usually get 3 or 4 numbers. A couple of them will be above prices and a couple of them will be below. This is where one of them was today, and it was coming up a good chance to demonstrate it when I'm getting ready to do a chart lesson anyway, so I just thought I would demonstrate that today. So there you are. There it is. Hopefully that explained what I'm talking about runners as well, a runner surviving, and our runners did survive here, and if I was long they would still be alive, and until prices were to come back and take out that break-even stop. But what I usually do is start tightening my stop. But since it was late in the day and we did get resistance at the EMA, I just took my 2 points on my runners, and so I made 1 point on my original trade of 2 contracts, and I made 2 points on my runners. On my single runner, I only held 1 runner there, and so on 3 contracts in about 4 minutes or so, I made $200. And you know that's generally what we try to do all day long. And one other piece that I believe in is if you want to make more money, the key is not to take more trades, because you want to take only the best trades. You want to take only the best setups. So what I believe is the correct way to make more money is to still take the best trades while increasing your contracts. So that way, you're not trying to increase your number of trades. You're still only taking the best trades that come at key entry points. And your key entry points are always going to be at support and resistance. And when I'm saying support and resistance, that doesn't necessarily mean a flat line like this that comes across where you got a bunch of support, or a flat line up here where you got a bunch of resistance. Yes, those count, but this trend line is just a slanted support or resistance line. You see it was acting as resistance all the way down till we got a break. And now it's coming down. Now it's acting as resistance. Prices are closing, hitting it and closing above it. They're not able to get below it and close. And so this is support and resistance all the same. So it doesn't matter whether it's slanted or flat. It's still support and resistance. And that's where your key entry points are going to be. And if that support and resistance also happens to be at the EMA, like right there, that just throws added merit to it. So then look at that move. That's where all your best moves will come from. Look down here where we had the support. There was your best move to the upside. Look up here where we had resistance right across here. There's your best move to the downside. We had this support area right here. Prices broke below it. And then look, we had our best move back up to the upside, and we actually got the trend line break. And then we had this little double top here. Prices broke above it, It failed instantly like it almost always does, and then look, prices rocketed to the downside. So your key entry points are going to be at strong support and resistance. And the way I like to describe that, and here, just like this one up here, look at this nice move all the way down. It wasn't fast and furious, but it was consistently down, making lower highs and lower lows, but it was coming off a double top up here, really a strong resistance area. So that's where your key entry points are going to be, and that's where you're looking to enter. Yeah, there's some entries on the way down in here, but look how much there, you don't want to enter in here. You want to wait till it gets to one of these key entry points, which again is support and resistance areas. You can see prices are still going higher here, so I got out too early a minute ago, and you're going to do that. But what, that's another important point I like to bring up. I was talking to another trader today, is that you can't let the fact that you missed this move rattle you psychologically, because that's what causes losses. Learning to trade is not that difficult. If you haven't learned to trade yet profitably, that's, that statement probably sounds bold, but there's a lot of different strategies you can use to trade. Of course, if you can read a price chart, that's the best one, and that's the most important one in my opinion. But learning to trade is not hard. It's learning to fight the psychological demons that get in your head when you're trading. That's what messes you up. And you see this big move come, and then you finally get a pullback right here, and you're thinking, and then it takes off again, and then it pulls back again, and then you say, man, I can't watch this go any lower, and you get short right here, and now look what's happening. Don't let the fact that you missed a move like this, or this move here, rattle you. Just know that there's another trade coming. Wait till prices get to a key entry point, and wait on that next trade. And you'll be a whole lot better off for it, because if you let a move like this, the fact that you missed it rattle you, you'll end up entering short way down here somewhere, and then for the next hour or so, unless you exit your trade quickly, you're going to watch prices go against you, and just about the time you've had enough and exit, that's when it'll come right back to where you thought it was going to go. So it's really important that you understand the psychological part of trading is what makes it so hard. It's those demons in your head, and you know what to do, but you for some reason you miss an entry or you miss a trade, and then you let it rattle you, and then you try to get overly eager to enter, and you make a huge mistake. So don't do that. But anyway, hopefully I answered a couple of questions for some of you today. Hopefully you enjoyed watching our algorithm work like a charm like it usually has, and we still don't know how we're going to release this, or if we're going to release it. I'm pretty eager to get it out there. My partner is not, and not because he wants to be stingy with it and not share it, but we don't want to release something out there and tell you it works great and then it doesn't, because there's nothing better when it comes to trading than really learning how to read a chart and knowing how to trade and using this as a tool like I did. I mean, I would be scared to death not knowing what I know to just put my order in front of that line because somebody told me that was a good place to buy. That's not always a smart thing, but I knew that for several other reasons, because we were so far away from the EMA, because we had the trend line break, because we had previous support way back over here, there were a lot of reasons why I like to enter there, and the algorithm just confirmed that for me. So again, there's some, it's not that we're trying to be stingy with it, or I don't want to share it with anybody, because at the very least, we're probably going to charge some kind of monthly or fee or something to receive the numbers. I just don't know yet, and I may give it away for a while just to let people see that it works without having to spend any money, because it's not about the money really. There's a lot of other things going on with it, but obviously we're not going to give away the algorithm because that's proprietary, but we will probably share the numbers in some way at some point, and but we're just working on that. So, but I'm going to wrap it up. This is Matt with PriceActionTradingSystem.com. This will serve as our chart lesson for today. I hope you had a great trading day. It's going to be a short week. Good Friday's coming up, and we'll probably trade on Thursday. We may not even trade Thursday. I don't know, but we'll see how tomorrow goes, and I'll make a determination what I'm going to do on Thursday. But if I trade Thursday, I'll do a chart lesson or a trade demonstration or something for you, because I know you guys like to use it, over the holiday and the weekend. You like to have something to study too, so we'll work on that. But this is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.